So we're not going to stay on here too long. I'm going to turn the mic over to Jeff Phillips in just a second, but we talked yesterday in Foundation and Preparation, certainty through dialogue, right? That was one of the main things that we talked about. We had that conversation for quite some time, but when you think about Damian's performance, right? He has certainty through his dialogue because he's wrote that, he's read that, he has said it out loud, he has practiced it. So when he gets on the mic, there's certainty through his dialogue because he's prepped and he's prepared. It's the same thing for you guys. However, your stage is a consumer across the screen talking about listing their house or thinking about buying $1 million home in the property in the Bay Area. So it's the same exact thing. So Eric, I'm glad you made that correlation. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Jeff. Jeff, I loved your video yesterday. I love the purpose. I love the message behind that video yesterday. So Jeff Phillips, I want to go over to you. Talk to the people. I don't know if everyone knows what the marathon is. I don't know if they know like why you were so in touch with Nipsey Hussle, but I thought I would, it was a good opportunity for you to speak about this. So Jeff, I want to give you the mic really quick. Take us out on the field on this beautiful Friday morning.
Man, thank you. It was such a blessing to be able to connect with MT and be able to do that video. It's something that we've always been talking about that we wanted to do. We finally had the space. So thank you, Team Fast, for allowing us to use the space. But I connect so deeply with Nipsey's legacy and Nipsey's music because it kind of elevates where I came from, where a lot of people come from. Is just a place of, yeah, you may not have came from the streets or from, you know, from the mud. And if you did, then you really resonate with that. But, you know, somebody could resonate with, maybe they just didn't think they were good enough. Maybe they just didn't know if they were going to make it. And his lyrics, his music, it says all of that. And so we wanted to do something that paid tribute to his life. Even on the day of when he passed, it was something that, you know what, let's celebrate life. And that's why I want to give you guys, one is a lyric, another one is a quote. This lyric honestly saved my life. It came at a point when I had just lost football. I just lost the ability to transfer out of my community college that I had already been there and did all this work for. And I was at a really dark place where I was like, you know what, maybe jail is for me. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that between the ability to say, hey, you control your destiny and what's your fate. I was in that place where I'm like, well, maybe my destiny is just to go ahead and look a judge in the face, because that's really what all my family has done. And the lyric came on just at that point, and it was, no matter what you went to, no matter what you've been through, I feel like I got to tell you, you got something to contribute. And whether you've been in that dark place of, you know, whether you're trying to figure out what you do with your life or just in your business where you're just trying to figure out, like, am I good enough? No matter what you've been through, no matter what you into, I feel like I got to tell you, you got something to contribute. You got something in this world that needs to be shown from your light. And the next one is especially what we're going to bring it out on the field with today, because this is how we approaching this week. How we approaching this month. The game is going to test you. Never fold. Stay 10 toes down. It's not on you, it's in you. And what's in you, they can't take away from you. Nobody can take what's in you. Nobody can take away your marathon. Nobody can take that from you, but you just got to run your race. You got to focus up on what you want to do. When you going to do it, you got to commit to it, and it's going to be. If you say it's going to be, it's going to be. Love always.
Say that again, Jeff.
Fire.
Yes,
Right?
Jeff. Woo!
Hey guys, thank you for coming to group coaching. You guys have a wonderful fucking day. You know, check it out, you guys. I'm up early. I'm watching their video, and I'm just like, man. Like, I text Jeff earlier. I'm like, bro, can you get on the mic and bring us out on the field, man? And like, how powerful those words were. And I don't care if you've never listened to the music. The purpose is universal, right? Because I think what Jeff just said, at some time in our career, even if you're a top producer on the call, or whether you're just starting out or you're right in between, you've experienced some of what he just said. So Jeff, that was beyond powerful. So thank you for sharing that. Thank you for putting us on game. I wish I would have recorded it on my phone so I could put it on IG. It's okay. I'm sure one of you got some of that, because Jeff, man, that was super, super powerful. So Let's go ahead and get started on this beautiful Friday morning. Jeff, thank you for putting us in a beautiful, beautiful state. I want to hear from two people from yesterday. There was a lot of people in the office yesterday. We talked about quite a bit. I want to hear it from Adrian Miranda. Adrian Miranda has been a top producer for many years in this industry. So Adrian, if you had 3 takeaways from today's or yesterday's event together, what were 3 things that you took away from our time together in person?
Hey, morning, guys. Yesterday was awesome. So thanks for that, Elias. After I was chatting with one of the other guys in there and being in the business for, 6+ years, it's like I kind of started getting stale. And so seeing all these newer agents come in, they got the fire, they're excited. It's motivating, for somebody who's been in it for a bit and kind of, gets used to being comfortable, gets used to being fed, and just you have residual business. And so you just kind of sit back and that's not what I got into this business for. That's not why anybody got into this business. And, touching on all the different systems that Team Fast has to offer, touching on the fast track that they have all of these new agents on. I guess my biggest takeaways were everything that this team stands for. And I'm just glad to be a part of it because there's no other brokerage out there that invests in their agents, that focuses on their agents, that's available for their agents. I've never had the support that I have now. And, I've always been on teams before, micro teams. And so jumping into a brokerage that's a team is just mind blowing to me. And it's just so exciting and fun. And I'm just ready to kick off that new, level of my career and have everyone else be a part of it. But yeah, 3 big takeaways. Be excited and show up, and be here for everybody else that's here. So that way we can pick and pull off of each other. Second thing, just don't be afraid to learn and try something new. Don't get stale. And the third is, just focus on your systems. Just always try something new. I guess I don't have a lot of takeaways, but those are it, guys. So
that's a lot of takeaways. You said a lot, bro. And so I just appreciate you being there. Appreciate you choosing our team because you had many options out there in the industry. I know that you've known Mel for some time, and it's just great to see you in our space, man. I think that you're gonna, take your business 20%, higher this year, even above that. So, you guys, I want to share some thoughts with you. I was actually watching a video. It was Gary V in a video that he did with Nipsey Hussle, and he told Nipsey. He said, push the boundaries of how talented you actually are, right? And when I heard that, I'm like, damn, that's really, really powerful, right? To think about that, you guys. Push the boundaries of how talented you actually are. Each of you have God-given talents. Each of you have things that are in you that once they come to the surface, it's like, oh my God, right? Like look at what George has done in a very short amount of time. George got 5 buyer and seller opportunities in the last 3 weeks. Because why? Because he was encouraged, he was inspired, he was pushed to create video. From his video, he's gotten 5 opportunities, 3 represented buyers and 2 listings from just him creating video, right? So it's like push the boundaries of how talented you actually are. I want to share this with you guys. We're going to have a conversation about mindset, and we're going to dive deep into this. And especially when we get into the next round of boot camp, we're going to dive really, really deep into this conversation. So I want to share this with you. What do you guys think? And we talked about this a little bit yesterday, but we're going to take a different stab at this. What do you think it takes to be a number 1 top quality great salesperson? Like, what are the top qualities that you need to have as a salesperson? I want to hear it. I want you guys to light up the chat room down below. What do you believe the number 1 quality of a top performing salesperson is? All right, so knowledge. All right, cool. I want you guys to light this up down below. So knowledge. What else, you guys? And just go ahead and fill out the chat. I saw some hands up. Consistency. Good. Someone had their hand up. Go ahead.
Meeting the needs of the client.
Good. I love that. Confidence, persistent, communications. Okay, cool. Kwanzo, I love this. Growth mindset, man. This is great. We're going to come back to that. Empathy and consistency. High level dialogue. Yeah, thank you, Bo. I love that. Produce consistent video content. Yes. Rebecca says trustworthy. The ability to make the consumer feel heard, but not, that was good. Where did it go? But not heard, but build a relationship with them. Always staying ready. Good storyteller. Ooh, I like that, Herson. Let's see. Meeting the needs of the client. Full belief in yourself and product. Hey, Bill, that is really great. We're going to come back to that as well. Colette says problem solver. Let's see, you guys. I love this energy and this engagement this morning. Confidence, energy. Tom Costello says hunger. Colette says a boss negotiator. Tiana says servant mindset. Be authentic. I love that. Otis says drive. You guys, these are all great. Mastering influence. Man, I love this. Zachary says empathy, transparency, and hustle. Being an expert. You guys, love this engagement at the highest level. I appreciate you. So I think these are all wonderful, but I feel that the number one thing that separates any great salesperson across the world is their ability to be mentally strong. You could have all of the knowledge, you could have all of the empathy, you could have all of the, expertise and passion about this industry. But if you are not correct here, none of that will play out. I promise you. You have to condition your mind on a daily basis to be as sharp as you possibly can. You guys, it is not a choice. Mental conditioning is not a choice. It's not an option. It is imperative to your success and to your growth, that if this isn't right, no matter, your words won't even be in alignment because it doesn't even make sense. So I want you guys to understand that your ability to be mentally strong is what's going to always separate you from anybody else in this industry. And I promise you guys, and I'm only speaking about this from 100% experience. This is something that I learned from Tony Robbins. It's something that I practice, and it's something that I live by and absolutely believe in. Let me plug this in really quick, you guys. All right, light up the chat room if you see any other things that are not on there. Here we go. All right. So that's what I believe, is that you have to be mentally strong. And so what I want to talk to you guys about, hey, Tom, I'm going to have you meet yourself. What I want to talk to you guys about is something that I learned over the last couple of days, and I want to share this with you. And some of this is going to be a refresh, but some of you guys, I think it's going to be perfect timing. Kwanzo, you had your hand up. Before we go into this, let's go to you, brother. You had your hand up.
I mean, just real quick, chiming on what you were saying.
Really quick, Kwan, if you're going to speak, I'd put your camera on.
Oh, my bad. Hold on one second. Here
Let's
we go.
see your beautiful smiling face. There he is.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday, man. Hope everyone's ready to crush it.
That's right, big dog.
That's right. So basically, just echoing on what you're saying, when I went to Business Mastery of Tony Robbins, with the mastermind, the one thing he talked about is success, or anything you do in life, is 80% mindset. 80% is the 6 inches, but between your ears, and 20% skills and strategy. So we focus on the mindset. You can't be stopped.
Right. That's right, you guys. Because think about, when you think about top producers that you've met or people that you look up to, like they are crystal clear. There was a time, I remember this. I remember the time before I was into Tony Robbins and before I was into mental conditioning and reading and really thinking about my mind as a mechanism. I remember the time. And then I remember the shift in my life. I remember it. I had the CDs, and then I had these journals, and I'd be up late night and I'd be listening, and I'd be writing, and I'd be doing the work, and I'd be speaking out loud, and I'd wake up in the morning, I'd be talking to myself. I'd be in the car talking to myself. And I remember when my life shifted and when my thoughts and my behavior shifted, and I was like, damn, I was fucking lazy before, or damn, what was I doing? What was the story I was telling myself? I'm like, but it's part of age and growing up and learning new things. So you guys, I'm going to share some thoughts with you right now. Let's call it a mental detox. Let's call it a mental reset. Let's call it a mental shift. Let's call it a mental course correction. So I want to encourage you guys to take some notes this morning. If you don't have the ability to take notes, it's fine. Go back and watch tape. But Kwanzo, I appreciate you chiming in. This is something I learned from Bill Pipes. Now, Bill Pipes has been a leader and a coach 30 plus years in the business, over 100,000 hours of coaching. And so I think that this is a pretty good source. And obviously we pull from each other as coaches, as leaders, as people that are growing in the industry, what we're doing is we're constantly growing. A lot of the programs that we have here, it's because Kenny will go to a conference and be like, oh man, I heard the speaker, let's do that. It'll be great for our team. And then we fastize it, right? We fastize it. We shared our environment, we put our spin on it. So I want to share the Wake Up Great 8. And I want to have you guys take some notes. This is going to be important, you guys. So think about this. And if you did this over the course of 12 weeks, because let me ask a question. Does anybody know how long it takes to form a new habit? Does anybody know the answer to that? I'm sure Ernesto does. Maybe Eric knows the answer to that. How long does it take to form a new habit? Go ahead, Otis.
2 weeks, 14 days.
Well, I mean, let's see. Ernesto, I see 21 days here for Lorraine, 21 days. Ernesto, what's your take on this?
I actually don't know about the habit thing. I thought you were alluding to a book called The 12-Week Year, where you just you approach a quarter as if it were a year, and the things you can accomplish are just through the roof.
Yeah, I'm saying, you could positively change a habit. I say 21 days, but let's say in this context, if you did this for the next 12 weeks, how it would truly, truly change the way you think and the patterns in your life. So write this down, you guys. I want you guys to do this, and we can do this together. I'm down to do this with you guys, but every single morning, 10 minutes of practicing dialogue, right? When we spoke yesterday about being super, super intentional about certainty through dialogue, I want to ask a quick around the table question and give me a reaction down below. How many people right now, if I said, here is a $2.5 million listing opportunity, I need you to call them in the next 5 minutes and book for a presentation. They want to meet us tomorrow. How many people would feel confident in their ability to do a fire presentation right now? Please give me a reaction down below. I'll wait. Because they are certain. Okay, let's go. Ernesto, Eric, of course. I love this. All right, let's see. So we're only saying 3 people on a call. Okay, there's Chris. I love that. 4 people, right? 4 people on a screen of 74 people, right? And so I appreciate you guys, because there's people that didn't raise their hand. Anna, my money's on you. Anna Pacheco, my money's on you. I've seen you do a listing presentation. I've done a deal with you. Your hand should have been far in the sky. Melody Cleone, your hand should have been high in the sky. Maria, your hand should have been high in the sky. I know that you guys know this. Michael Swanson, your hand should have been high in the sky. Because here's the thing, you guys, I know that you know this process, right? But go ahead, Ernesto. Was that a new hand or was that the same hand?
It's the new hand. Here's the thing. I raised my hand and I don't know how. I don't know how I would prepare for a $2.5 million listing tomorrow. But man, as I said before, I believe everything is figure outable, and I know who I would call to help me with this. So for me, you give me 24 hours, I'm going to figure it out.
Correct. And what are you probably going to do over the next 24 hours? You are going to probably practice your dialogue, right? Here's the key questions that I need to ask my seller in order to best serve them. I need to ask them, when do they want to move? What are their next plans? Where are they going after this? They need the proceeds of this house to purchase another house. What are they hoping to gain from this? What is their bottom line number? Like, I want to know exactly what renovations they've done to the house in the last 5 years, right? This is all dialogue, right? So I'm sure that you would practice the questions that you were going to ask. And when you walk into that room, you wouldn't be like, hold on. Okay, here it is. So tell me a little bit about the last time you guys did a renovate, no, Ernesto, Colette, Bo, Jeff, Ricky, you guys would walk into that meeting 100% prepared. So let's go back to the Great 8. 10 minutes of practicing dialogue every single morning, right? It's like I wake up, I'm doing my thing, I'm having my coffee, I'm going to practice some dialogue out loud. All right, somebody tells me, man, interest rates are 4.75% today. What am I going to say? I have a buyer when I'm making lead calls that says, you know what, I think I want to wait until interest rates go down. I want to wait until the market crashes. What is that dialogue, right? You guys understand that. You probably have a general understanding, but if you're not saying it out loud, if you're not articulating it, if you're not saying, hey, listen, Bill, Can I get together with you? Lisa, I want to get together with Rebecca. Let's do a quick little think tank. Let's get on a call. Let's warm up our lyrics because I'm ready to make some fucking prospecting calls today, but I want to make sure that my dialogue is on point. Listen, you guys, Kenny and I have done, I don't know how many Zoom calls together. When we get in front of a potential agent, do you think that Kenny and I know our exact dialogue from the moment that that call talks? Do you think that we know that? To a fucking science, you guys, to an absolute science. We know where the conversation's going to go based on what agents are saying. We'll find nuances in the pattern. I'll know when to shut up and let Kenny talk. He knows when to shut up and let me talk. And it's all derived in our ability to have strong dialogue, So 10 minutes practicing dialogue. 10 things that you are grateful for. And you guys, I promise you this, I've been doing this for years and there's many people on the screen. Let me just ask a quick question. How many people journal every single day? Okay, cool. Kwan, I've been loving what you're seeing, dude, because it feels like every single morning you're up, you're ready, you're talking to the camera, you're creating a video. Like, I think it's powerful, man. So 10 things that you're grateful for. But what is the science behind putting yourself in gratitude? Can anyone share with me why that is so important, what the science is behind writing down everything that you're possibly grateful for? Anyone want to share with me what the science behind that is?
It puts you in peak state, because when you're focused on gratitude, you can't be focusing on the negativity. You can't be focusing on the self-doubt, the what ifs, the, whatever fears and other things that's going through. Cause it's a impossibility. You can only focus on one emotion. And if you're in that state of gratitude, it's, and then you start your day like that, it's going to put you in a peak state.
Juan, you're absolutely right. Your mind cannot be in two places at one time, right? You condition your mind and you condition your state. And so we talk about this a lot, you guys, but imagine this. You sat down, and we'll get into the next stage in a second, but you sat down and you said, you know what? I want to be compelled right now and I want to feel overwhelmed with a sense of gratitude. And so I'm just going to write 10 things. Right? When you think about your children, the love, the opportunity that you have, your team, your family, your mom, the ability to have a bunch of food in the refrigerator. Because I was a kid, we had tortillas and tapatio and butter. We had nothing in the fucking refrigerator, right? To be able to have a nice car, to be able to come home. And my son says, Daddy, I missed you. Like literally, that's what my son said. He had no shorts on, no underwear on. He had just a shirt on, little pecker hanging out. And he runs up to me and says, Daddy, I missed you. Where you been? He said, where you been? You been in Mexico? I'm like, no, son, I wasn't in Mexico, but it's just funny, right? But like when I sit and think about all the things, when I think about like how grateful I am for Kenny for allowing me to help lead this company with him. When I sit down and think about that, like I'm literally, you guys, I'm in state right now. I have chills just talking about this. How could I think negatively about my day and what I'm about to go fucking accomplish, right? I put myself there. But what happens is that there's chaos in the morning. There's kids. There's, oh my God, I got to do this. I got to do this. And then, oh my God, I'm in the car. Okay, good. I got my stuff. I got my books. Oh my God, wait a minute. I forgot my charger. I got to go back in the house. There's all this chaos, right? You have to stop. And Ophelia's shaking her head. She knows. She's got kids. She knows that routine. So you guys got to stop and write 10 things that you're grateful for. What are 10 wins that you guys had from the day prior, right? What are 10 wins that you guys had? Maybe you booked an appointment. Maybe you booked a buyer's consultation. Maybe you were able to accomplish getting through Follow-Up Boss. Maybe you downloaded CC and you're able to try. Whatever your wins are, everyone's a little bit different, right? So 10 wins. 10 affirmations every single morning. 10 affirmations every single morning. I'm sure some of you have them, right? And if I go back to what I learned from Tony Robbins, it's literally this. I now command my subconscious mind to direct me in helping as many people as I can today by giving me the strength, the emotion, the brevity, the humor, the passion to help as many agents as I can today. Elias, you're a great fucking leader. Go and own your day. Literally, you guys, like that is affirmations. So spend that time, 10 affirmations. 10 pages of reading, and maybe the reading is on Audible, whatever it is, but 10 pages to feed your mind. You guys, I am constantly surrounding myself. And you guys, I'm a micro reader. I'll read 2 pages or 2 chapters of one book. I'll read 2 chapters of the next book. So I'm always oscillating through all this information so I could keep my mind fresh. So 10 pages every single day. 10 minutes to thrive, meditate, quiet your mind, find peace, and find stillness before your day gets crazy. Because how many of us have children? How many of us have animals? How many of us just have all kinds of things going on? So Ophelia, you've raised your hand a couple times in total agreement. Talk to me with where your head's at right now. I want to hear from you.
So I'm driving right now, but everything you're saying is just so on point. And what I'm thinking in my head right now is like, okay, I've heard this before. Affirmations, be grateful. It's just so true, because life is continued. Life will just continue. It's going to happen whether you are aware or not. Life is just going to keep happening. So you need to be intentional with all of that information. And sorry, I'm running late to pick up my mom right now. So those are my 2 cents. Yeah.
Message her. Tell mom we said hello. So I wrote this down, and maybe you don't meditate, or maybe you want to try it. Well, the best way to try it is to put your TV on in the living room, or maybe put your computer screen on and go onto YouTube and just find a guided meditation app or a guided meditation video, or go on the Calm app. Whatever it is, find some stillness in your mind, because like me, you guys, I run a mile a minute, right? I'm going as soon as I'm up, but I try to get up before everybody. The house is calm. I could read, I could relax, I could process my thoughts before I open up my calendar and look and be like, damn, I got 11 appointments today. All right, good thing I got my mind right. I'm ready to activate, right? So 10 minutes to thrive, meditate, quiet your mind, find peace, find stillness. Calm app is a great way to do so. 10 minutes of digital or auditory learning, right? And what I know about this team is I know how guys are believing in the CANI, the constant and never-ending improvement. You guys are reading, you guys are listening to podcasts, you guys are dropping, gems about podcasts you're listening to. So I think we're all sharing, and I think that that's really beautiful, especially if we're on Instagram, right? I would rather listen to 10 minutes of a really great conversation or a great interview versus just mindless scrolling. There's times when you're taking a shit, whatever, they're going to do some mindless scrolling. However, I believe in 10 minutes of auditory learning. If you guys are commuting, I believe that for me is university time. I spend that time to listen to, sometimes I don't listen to music when I drive. I know it's crazy, I drive a lot, but there's times where I won't listen to anything, and I will just be there with my thoughts and having conversations with myself, and sometimes actually even talking out loud, practicing dialogue, or I'm actually listening to something that's going to fill my cup before I even get to where I'm going. If I leave the house at 5:30 in the morning, I don't see it as a negative, even though I'm stuck in traffic. I'm like, look at how much time I have to learn. Look how much time I have to learn. So 10 minutes of digital audio, digital learning or auditory learning. And then all of this mindset, preparation, affirmation, it's all good and well, but it doesn't really mean that much to your business unless you follow that up with action. Right? How can you take all of that? You're ready, your mind is crisp, you're feeling great, and then lead that into 10 conversations and new prospects every single day, right? Because here's the thing, if your mind is crisp, if you feel good, if you're hyped up, if you're grateful, if you're in that type of state, why wouldn't you want to turn that over? Go, man, I am ready. Here's what I'm going to do today. All right. Hello. Hey, Tom. Hey, Tom, it's Otis. I wanted to follow up with you. I know that you said that you didn't want to buy a home until the next 2 years, but I got to share some important information about what just happened in the real estate market, because I believe in educating my consumers. Boom, 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 this, that. Okay, cool. Awesome. Right? And like literally go and make 10 conversations with 10 new prospects every single day and see how your business changes over the course of 12 weeks. See how your business changes. So like I said, you guys, we want to inspire you. We want to encourage you. We want to motivate you. But like, I don't want it to stop there, because you could hop off this call and be like, man, that was cool. You could hop off a coaching call with Eric and be like, man, love that dude's energy. Love it. But it's not followed up with any action. So it's like the moment, right? I don't want this to be a moment for you guys. I want this to be a lifestyle. This is a lifestyle of prospecting, a lifestyle of making connections, a lifestyle of being a salesperson, right? About having strong dialogues. You meet somebody in Whole Foods, they see that you're wearing a Fast Real Estate jacket, which is a cool jacket, and you guys are all sporting it. Oh my God, what is that? Oh, we're Fast Real Estate. Enjoy your Brussels sprouts, right? Or is there an opportunity to have some dialogue there, right? But if you don't know it and you live in like, oh my God, there's a stranger, what do I say, right? Brussels sprouts, right? Like that's all that comes out. Like if you know exactly what to say, then you'll have these key opportunities in life to find business, to convert those people for an employment. I'm so glad that you asked, right? Like, let me share with you. Are you looking at buying a home? What part of the market are you curious about? Having those dialogues. And so you guys, when I heard this, I thought it was fire. And so let's go through it really quick. 10 minutes of practicing dialogue, 10 things you're grateful for, 10 wins, 10 affirmations, 10 pages of reading, 10 minutes to meditate, thrive, quiet your mind, find peace, stillness, 10 minutes of digital or auditory learning, and 10 conversations with leads and prospects every single day. Like literally, you guys, I know that it seems basic. For some people, it is back to the basics. For some people, they're like, well, wait a minute. I've never really thought about it this way. Or nobody in my life has ever talked to me about the conditioning of my own mind. Nobody's ever had that conversation with me. And I promise you guys, you spend enough time with me, you spend enough time coaching with me, and you're around me enough, this is who I am, and this is what we will always talk about, because I am a believer in this. I'm a believer in high EQ, I'm a believer in high communication, and I'm a believer in being a fucking amazing salesperson, right? An amazing salesperson is not sleazy, it is not cheesy. It is, you know what? I am prepared to help, to serve, and to give back. And I have the best dialogue. Come at me. I'm willing to help and serve, right? I take a lot of pride in being a salesperson, a lot of pride. So you guys, those are my thoughts. That is the dialogue. I wanted to open that conversation up to you guys. Chime in, any thoughts? I want to know where your head's at, where you guys are at, and let's have an open conversation about this. Anyone want to chime in? If somebody is not on mute, can you put yourself on mute? I don't see who that person is. I'm getting some background noise. Okay, cool, awesome. Who wants to take the mic? Who wants to chime in? There's a lot to talk about, so don't leave me hanging. If not, I will probably just call on somebody.
Hey, I'll jump in. I'll jump in real quick. So along with that dialogue, it's all great. I've been fascinated for 45 years with marketing and advertising. I'm the guy that watches the commercials when the TV's on, because that little bit of time to grab this product, get your attention, make you remember this product afterwards. It's amazing. There's home runs and there's fails. But I'm also just subliminal messaging. I know everyone of you that have met me, I wear a Masonic square and compass necklace that's always visible. I've had these shirts all made. I've got the realtor sitting on my chest. I've got the Harley Davidson on my hat. And we've all walked through parking lot. Hey, dude, that's an awesome t-shirt. Anything to make people want to approach me and start a conversation, because they're going to see something I'm wearing or projecting that's going to resonate with them, to bring them to me to start that conversation. And that's one of the reasons I do what I do with all these little things that I display every time I leave my house. So
I love it. I love it. I love it. Great stuff, Bill. Great stuff. We're actually going to do another branding probably workshop in the coming weeks, or maybe even coming month, because I think it's really, really powerful. And you know, the dialogue and the thoughts that Kenny has behind this, it's really, really intuitive. So we're probably going to have another conversation about that. But let's go to a couple of people that I've never heard speak on the call. And if you are going to speak, I'm just going to ask you to put your camera on. But let's go to a couple of people. Let's see here. Who do I got on the call here today? Let me see. Let's go to Hennessy. Hennessy, You know, a lot to talk about. There's obviously a lot of conversation that was just had. So where's your mind at and how are you thinking?
The strong dialogue and how we approach everything. Being able to like continue conversations. Like if someone compliments your jacket, like continuing the conversation along and telling them a little bit about yourself and why you're wearing that, and just approaching the day stronger. I don't know.
Okay, this is good. This is good. This is why we're here, right? Rakitha,
Yeah.
let's hear from you. Thoughts, takeaways, what's going on through your head? Is this something that you could do every single day? And if you were to do this every single day, do you think that you would see growth in your life?
Yes, so it's not something I could see myself doing. It's something I'm gonna do every day.
Yes.
And I really, you know, when you write down what you're grateful for, I try to wake up, you know, and think about what I'm grateful for. That way it sets the tone. But I think I'm going to get into journaling just from this conversation, because when you journal, even if you're not in the right headspace, you can always go back to that, look and see, okay, on January 10th, this is where I was in life, but I've come so far. So that's going to make me grateful, just seeing like, okay, this is what I did to get where I am now. And, you know, you may go through bad things, but it gets better if you continue to wake up with a servant mind and be grateful.
Yeah, I love that. I love it. And just think about that, you guys. Think about like the mental detox, the mental reset, the mental shift, the mental course correction, and what this could potentially do for your life. We're going to be diving into this, and we're specifically going to be diving deep into this once we do the next round of boot camp. But I want to give you a precursor because this is on my mind. This is fresh, and I thought it was really good dialogue for today's coaching. So I'm going to turn it over to Melody. Melody, if you're going to grab the mic, I just ask that you put your camera on.
Okay, I just wanted to say I have a guest on the line, Randy, and he's never been on one of our calls before. So I just wanted to hear his perspective from someone that's never been on one of these calls and allow him to introduce himself.
Well, hold on, Mel. I'd be remiss to not hear from you. So why don't we hear your perspective first, then we'll turn it over to Randy. All I'm going to ask you is turn your camera on really quick, let the people see your beautiful smiling face, and let's get right into it, Mel.
Okay, I'm naked. I'm about to hop in the shower, actually.
Oh, okay,
so.
let's not do that. Okay, thank you. We're gonna pass on that for this morning. So I'll give you a pass on not having your camera on, but tell us where your mind's at before you get into the shower this morning.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing, you know, the culture that we've built and just hearing the perspective that you bring to the table, I think is one of the most unique perspectives. And I, you know, I can't help but think about one thing when I'm on these calls. You guys, you know, everything in this business is at an ebb and a flow. And I've been in the business 9 years now, and things are constantly changing. And I think anyone that's been in this business, even for a short time, can agree with that. Things are always changing, right? Nothing ever stays the same in real estate for very long, just like the market. Our businesses change, you know, our mindsets change, our pockets change, or, you know, just things change. And I have gone through so much change over the last 9 years, from different companies to different friends to different people and brokers and managers. And you guys 100% don't realize that this is a moment in time. This is a moment in time right now that we have the ability, we have the opportunity to be coached by one of the best sales directors, one of the best mentors, one of the best coaches right now in our real estate industry. I truly believe that Elias is one of the best. He is world class. Like, I have so much respect for Elias. Like, it just gets me emotional. And we have the opportunity to sit here and have dialogue with him and talk to him and ask him questions and get coached by him and hear his perspective. And I'm sure anyone on this call can agree, this shit's fire. You know what I mean? And this moment in time won't last forever. One day, Elias will not be coaching us anymore. In 10 years, he's going to be retired on his own island on a yacht with his family, with a Cuban cigar, just chilling. You know what I mean? And so utilize this moment in time. Like, appreciate this time that we have with Elias and really just value it, grasp it, soak it all in, because one day, you know, we won't have the opportunity to be coached by him like this anymore. And I think that this is just, when I think about like these calls, and when I think about having the opportunity to get on these calls and listen to Elias speak and to go into our minds and really change the cells in our brain and like rewire our energy and our vibration. Like he has the one of the most unique abilities to do that, right? No one else I've ever met is like that. And so I just wanted to thank you, Elias. I wanted to thank you for the energy that you bring to the table. And I want you to know how much we truly just appreciate you and this time that we have with you, because it's sacred and you know, it won't last forever. And so I love you. Thank you for doing this for us and for like everything that you bring to the table. I just think that it's absolutely amazing what you do.
I not expecting that at all. I'm a humble servant to you guys. And thank you to that, because I do this because I believe in you guys, right? I have excitement and passion and energy because I believe in your guys' growth, right? My claim to fame is being able to see people succeed in this business. And if I had a small piece of the pie and the help along the way, then cool. But all the glory goes to you guys. Like I feel like I'm the moderator of these rooms, and to provide insight and dialogue. Like I spend a lot of time, you know, behind the scenes working on my own dialogue so I can make sure to deliver for you guys, because I don't want this shit to run flat. And that's important to me. So no, I really appreciate that. And let's talk about that. As we grow in this company, as this company evolves, right? Like I think that, you know, as I grow in my role into like this global president of growth and sales and coaching, it's just like, my thoughts is like, who are the next coaches in our environment? The Mel's of the world, the Ernestos of the world, the Will Kangs of the world, or excuse me, Will Kang, Eric King, you know, Kwanzaa, Maria, you know, Colette, like who will be the emerging leaders within this company that now work off of the principles and standards that we've set for this company. And now they're doing it at a higher level than we ever did it, because you know what? We set the standards. Now they're like, ooh, let me do it my way, put my spin on it. And, you know, like, I'm just excited to see where we're going to go in the coming years. So thanks for that, Melody. Really, really humbled by your comment. Let's go to Randy. Randy, welcome to the group coaching, bro. You want to say hi to everyone and tell me what your takeaways are thus far?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, everybody. I know a few people on here, but I'm looking forward to meeting the rest of you. And
you look familiar, bro. Where are you from?
I'm from Pleasant Hill, so just kind of
Okay.
grew up in the area. I've been in real estate for about a year now, and so just kind of have been admiring Team Fast from afar and making the change now. So I'm grateful for the opportunity and appreciate everything that you guys are sharing here. But it's really timely, some of the things that you're talking about, actually, in terms of the Wake Up Great 8. I just started reading a book called The 5 a.m. Club and then The Secrets of a Millionaire Mind. And they're both kind of related to this in terms of like setting up the right morning routine to kind of get your mind right for the rest of the day. And then The Secrets of a Millionaire Mind is more of like connecting, hey, here's some great ideas, but you have to put it into action in order for this to work. So everything that you're talking about on this call is really timely for me, but I think it's all spot on. And this is exactly kind of what interests me in terms of joining the team, is kind of this community and this personal development mix. So I appreciate everything, and I'm excited.
Love it. I absolutely love it, man. And thanks for being here, and thanks for contributing. Thanks for grabbing the mic. It's all important to us, man. So let's hear from one other person. Let's hear some takeaways. Who wants to grab the mic? Who has something that they feel is brewing that they want to share? Anybody want to grab the mic?
Elias, I'll go on. I just want to say this morning has been great. I think it's a great way to kind of reset our mind. And I also want to mention my nephew is actually on the, I invited him on the call today. And I feel like this was just perfect because people wonder why I made the move to Team Fast, and they don't understand why I would join a team since I've been in the business for so long. And this is just a perfect example of why what the energy that you're around matters. So yeah.
And so you have your nephew here, and
Yeah.
man, like, God, man, I'm so, you know, I give you all kinds of praise because I had the ability to work next to you and like literally just watch you just take the ball and run with it, like true professional, like skilled practitioner in this business. So what's your nephew's name?
Elaine, are you still on?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
No, what's up, Elaine? You want to say a quick hello?
Hi, how you doing?
Good, man. Have you ever sat in an environment like this?
No, the energy's great. Everybody's like in tune active and definitely, like I said, the energy's there for sure.
Love it, man. Well, welcome. And this is something we talk about quite a bit, man. And I'll tell you what, you guys, sometimes it's full circle because this is not like a once in a while thing, right? It's not like, man, once in a while I went to the gym and man, when I left that gym, like my arms look good, right? Well, like imagine if you did that all the time, right? Imagine what happens when you work on your mind, work on your spirit, work on your soul every single day. Like people feel that, right? We talked yesterday in our foundation of preparation about engagement through energy and state. Do you guys think that I show up with tremendous levels of energy every single time I'm on these calls? That shit's a fucking choice, you guys. Like literally there's things that I will never do. I'll never go like this when I'm talking to you guys. I'll never answer a call when I'm talking to you guys. I will never like not be engaged. Like my camera's on. I'm fucking looking at the chat room and I'm like, oh my God, there's only 3 people here. There's 1 more minute. What if no one shows? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like I am like so ready. So when it's time to let everyone in the room, I'm like, I'm fucking ready. I'm excited, but that's a choice, right? Certainty through dialogue, engagement through energy, state, and control. Energy is contagious. Energy is compelling. Energy is attractive, you guys. So, all right, good conversations. Let's go to, I want to hear from Ernesto, and then I'm gonna come full circle with, all right, Kwanzo, you had your hand up, bro. Is that a new hand or is that an old hand? Sorry, bro. Sorry.
That's a new hand. So I just want to quickly just chime in about the piece about, about the gratitude. It's one thing to write down and think about 10 things you're grateful for. It's a whole different thing when you feel those moments. So when you are able to step back into those moments, if you can see it, you can smell it, you can feel it, it's going to take it to a whole different level, and you can stack it one on top of each other. Oh my God, your energy will go through the roof.
That's right. That's right. I saw, I mean, Martinique used to be on the call and she would be doing baby's hair. She'd be feeding her, but like, just grateful for them. Otis is with his baby this morning. Like those things are the small things that like I'm grateful for. Amanda's getting ready in the morning. Every single morning, I get baby out of bed. I get him dressed. He goes pee. I put gel in his hair, give him a little wave, give him some chocolate milk and a baggie of Cheerios. And that's my morning routine with my son every single morning. And like, I'm just grateful to be able to do that with him. Like it means the world to me. Like it means the world. So I love this. Ernesto, you're always super introspective on these calls. So I kind of want to hear from you, and then I'm going to go over to Eric, and then we'll come full circle on the call.
I don't I don't know that I'm like answering a specific question.
You're not. It's more like your takeaways and where your head's at right now. That's more what I want from you.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things that we should consider and really value in this environment, a couple of books that I've read in the last 2 years that have been really, really impactful, and a lot of people rave about. One of them is called The Gap and the Gain, and the other one is called Who, Not How, and they're both by the same author. Drawn a blank on his name, but Who, Not How, it really focuses on like, a lot of us are so focused on, well, like, is my high note perfect? Is there a typo in my buyer's console? Like a lot of people ask, like, what golf clubs does Tiger Woods use? I want those golf clubs. Like it's not about the golf clubs. It's not about the high note. And we're always looking for like this silver bullet, like super secret tactic. Like there is no super secret tactic. So the who is an important part of that. So for me, I put a lot of energy into networking so that I can establish, new relationships with people, so that I can call people, because it's about the who, not the how for me. The gap and the gain focuses on like really focus on a lot of us focus on, well, where am I still coming up short? Where have I not made progress? But when you really sit down and take some time to identify how far you've come in the last whatever amount of time you want to look at, it's really empowering to realize that you absolutely are growing. And lastly, I'll just say from like a communication standpoint, for me, one of the biggest lessons that I was ever taught, maybe this resonates with some of us, is the antenna theory. So an antenna does 2 things. It receives a signal and it sends a signal. So when you're in a room, what kind of signal are you putting out? Does it look like you want to be there? Are you present? Are you engaged? Are you giving off a good vibe? Do people want to be around you? And when you're listening to people and you're hearing them speak, are they convinced in their mind that you're actually paying attention and really digesting everything that they're putting out? So a couple books and just a theory that for me, really, I always ask myself, like, what kind of antenna am I being right now? That really helps me just put me back in like a really present state. So
And I love this. And you guys, we talked about this yesterday. We talked about vibrations. We talked about in the 60s, how everyone talked about vibrations, right? Hey man, it's your vibe, right? And like, yeah, like super aware of what's going on, right? Technology wasn't where it is now. So like there was this connection with music and psychedelics and like vibrations of human beings. Like that shit is real. So it's like almost like you have all this energy and this spirit and this aura. It's just like, Harukin, I sent you my energy. Harukin. It's like, I have this to give to the world, right? It's like, you could walk into the room and like, you ever met Maria? You fucking feel Maria's energy. You walk in and see Kwanzaa, hey, what's up? Because, woo, yes, yes. It's like, you just feel that from people, right? It's just, you have that power. You could push it out to people. I fucking love that, Ernesto. Good stuff. Eric, let's go to you. And I'm actually going to come over to Vanessa, and Vanessa is actually going to take us out on the field today. So Eric, let's come to you, brother. You've obviously practiced these things. You're now helping to coach our agent population, bro. So let's kind of hear where your head's at, and then we'll go to Vanessa, and Vanessa's going to take us off the field today.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, full circle, and how life works that way sometimes. I was listening to Tom Ferry yesterday, and it was one of his blurbs about how, you know, who you surround with is going to ultimately affect and influence who you are. And so, you know, I'm feeling especially grateful to hear everyone's perspectives and to see, you know, you guys are all repeat offenders, right? You know, I'm seeing a lot of the same faces come into these meetings all the time. And you know, my buddy Rick and I, we've been going to the gym pretty steadily for the last few days. And on our way home from the gym today, we were just talking about how it's awesome to have someone, you know, that's a partner that kind of keeps you accountable and pushes and motivates each other. And again, it reminded me of the Tom Ferry thing where it said, you know, who you surround with is going to influence who you are. So I want to be surrounded by people that want to constantly want to better themselves and grow, right? Not just in your business, right? Because in fact, I feel like it should be the other way around, where you need to work on your own personal growth in order for your business to grow naturally, right? Because if you feel good, you're going to act good. And if you act good, you're going to perform good, right? Well, rather. And so again, it's just nice to be here and to see all these hungry faces continually wanting to learn and better themselves, and being surrounded in an environment where we can push each other and motivate each other, inspire each other, so that we can get to that next level. So I'm humbled by everyone that's on here. And, you know, like for those that I've met with on our coaching calls, I mean, it's helping me level up, right? Because it's keeping me accountable. And I think that's why, you know, Elias thrives in these environments, because he figured out early on that by helping people, it really helps you, because you have to keep yourself accountable. You got to practice what you preach. You know, my dad's a pastor, and I stopped going to church because I saw so much hypocrisy in the church, and people, not practicing what they preach. Not that my dad isn't, but so I've been a strong believer that, you know, you always have to practice what you preach, right? So I appreciate all of that, and yeah, I'm so stoked. And look, here we are on a Friday morning. You guys are here bright and early to learn and better yourselves. So again, just super inspired, super motivated. Way to close our week off strong, and then, you know, start strong again on Monday. So fuck yeah, everybody. Oh yeah, let's get it going.
That's right, big dog. I love it. Otis, you had your hand up, and we're going to go to Vanessa, and we're going to close out for the day.
Yeah, I just threw a message in the chat room. I'm fairly new. What I do bring to the table is expertise on video making and content. And one of the biggest things that I dropped off from yesterday was, I thought when Elias told me that the room that we have there are for agents, and he said it will be as soon as you guys get an editor. I'm gonna be trying to work with him and Patrick on getting there. That way, for anybody that's open, instead of us just randomly meeting, if anybody can't come to my San Francisco studio, at least we can have a hub there where we're practicing every day. I'll go over speeches with people. I'll help you from down in, down out. My only trade is help me out with some real estate, some stuff that you know, throw it back onto me like that. The video, man, I'm right here. Don't be afraid to tap in with me on here. I just got up to speed on all my things. My email is going. I'm in the chat rooms. I'm on Slack and everything. Tap in.
I love that. I love that, bro. Thank you for that offer. Let's go to Vanessa. Vanessa, close us out with some statements before we head out. And good to see baby boy. Let's hear from you, all right?
Hey team, happy Friday. I guess one of my biggest takeaway is show up as your the best version of yourself. bring your energy, be your true authentic self, and walk into your purpose, guys.
I love that. Thank you, Vanessa. I appreciate you and love to see all your success. You guys, before we close out, really, really quick, I want you guys to take a look at this. Right now, we have 77, or at one time we had 77. We have 71 on right now. So what I want to put in here is, you guys can see me commitments for the week. And today is 4/1/2022. All right, so I'm going to put this in the general channel. You guys will find it. It's pinged. It's pinned. I want you guys to put your commitments down. Last week, we had quite a few people, but it's really not that much. There was 11 people that replied to that. Once again, this is opt-in, but I know that you guys are winners. I know that you guys want to achieve at the highest level. So I want to push you guys to take action. And the action is go in there and put your commitments in there for the week. Why do we do this? We publicly declare, we hold each other accountable, because in this environment, the highest form of love is accountability. So put your stuff in there. Next week, we are going to come full circle. I know that we went a little bit longer today, but I want you to put your commitments in for the week. I want it to be showcased. I want it to be broadcasted. And I want to come back next week and I want to say, Quan, what were your goals for the last week? Let's go through the list. Awesome. Were you able to hit that? No. In the realm of possibility, were you able to? Yes. You want to set new goals, or you want to set different goals? I want to set, or I want to stick to the same goals. Cool. Let's do that. Let's do this, you guys, and let's do this at a very, very high level. So you guys, I would love to stay with you guys, but I have a meeting with Eric right now. But I just want to tell you guys, and I don't say this lightly, like I am just grateful. I tell Kenny all the time how grateful I am for this opportunity, because like I've met so many people that have changed my life. Like you guys all have a key part of changing my life. And so I'm always going to be grateful for that. So have a wonderful, wonderful day. Eric, I'll keep the room open for you and I. You guys have a wonderful day. I appreciate you. Remember those 8, the great 8, stick to those. Have some fun detoxing your mind, replenishing your mind with beautiful thoughts and beautiful energy. Have a wonderful day, you guys, and keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision. Peace.